Hi everyone, welcome back to Ivor the Star Wars Story, and today we're going to be talking about episode 7 of Skeleton Crew. Boy, was that a crazy episode. A lot happened. A lot. We start on At-Aten, which is really cool. We see that the parents are working on getting the device set up to send the transmission out to the kids. They get it set up, but the security droids find them, which I was like, oh no. We know from the trailer they get the transmission out. So I knew, Fern's mom got it out. And so, that was insane seeing, and we see that pretty much every single parent gets stunned except for Fern's mom. She's the only one that's able to get there. That girl can run. She can run. And so that was cool seeing it. So they got the device, they get the transmission sent out, and then we jump over to Jod and them coming out of hyperspace. Oh no, we jump to the kids in hyperspace, sorry. And we see that, they're all playing, they're having fun, they're about to go home. Which I can understand, being super excited. They are excited, they're happy. I can understand why. They're about to go home, they're about to see their parents again. Which was, super sweet, just seeing how, excited and playful they were. And then, we see that, Wim's a little bit upset, and we see that KB and Fern and Neil all cheer him up, being talking about how because he's this is not at all what the adventure I was expecting. And once we get back, we all have to go back to real life. We have to go back to real life, and he's talking about how he's gonna take his test and all that. And Fern's well, this is such a great adventure. I'm so happy I got to go on it. And Wim's although I about died every single time, this was a really fun adventure. We see that all of them were, saying that they had a lot of fun on it, which was, super sweet, seeing them all cheer up Wim. That was really sweet, and that was super cool. And then we jump to Jod and them getting out of hyperspace outside of At-Aten's atmosphere, or the barrier. They let him talk again. They about threw him out the airlock, because they're it's poisonous, it's deadly, and then he's well, send a ship out, and they're okay. So they send a ship out. The ship gets destroyed by the, barrier sensors, by the protective system, and they about threw him out the airlock. I'm yes, he's actually inside of it. Now just press the button, and we'll be fine. Perfect. Jod will be gone. Problems will be solved. At-Aten will be safe. Because Brutus doesn't think that you can get in there. No. They let him talk. And then the kids show up, and SM-33 is it looks a lot different without its, that's what SM-33 whispers under his breath. Even he knows it's the Onyx Cinder. And then Jod puts it together. He's I have it. They let him go, and he explains that it's the ship that they need. The kids get caught in the tractor beam, and the kids try to fake it out. They grab Brutus, saying that if they don't let them go, they'll all die, and we see that Jod knows better. And so we see that once they catch Brutus, Jod grabs his weapon, his blaster, and gets rid of Brutus. I was so annoyed. I'm that's not who I wanted to go. I didn't like Brutus, no, but I also didn't like Jod. I didn't like Jod a lot more. I would have preferred if Jod had been the one that, offed. But, no. It was Brutus. I was I don't like either of them, but if I had to choose, it would have been Jod. And we see that Jod wins back the crew, tells the kids to go up there, tells his crew to go up there, get the kids. So we see the kids are all tied up, and then we see and then we see as Jod is going through, we see that he realizes there's a message coming through, and it's the kids' parents reaching out to them. And it was just such a sweet message. It was so touching. Kate, it was just so sweet. Fern's mom saying, honey, I know that you're scared about being in a lot of trouble, but I promise you we won't be. I promise you guys won't be. And Fern's dad, it was just it was so sweet. It was so sweet. And I absolutely loved it. And it was awesome. And it was so sweet. And we see that Wim's Wim realizes that they have to take the ship back. So he takes the ship back. They figure out a way, they take the ship back. And we see, they figure out a way, and they think that by just charging it, that'll work. They get caught almost immediately. And we see that Jod's well, it's great to have, hostages, tie him up. And, what was really cool is that we learn in that transmission that the kids, once they graduate, they will learn everything about At-Aten. The parents say they're not allowed to send out coordinates for safety reasons, but once they graduated, they were supposed to find out. but they found out a lot earlier. a Republic emissary, which is who they were supposed to find, would get them home. They knew about Aden. They knew how to get them home. So we know, like, we see that, and we see that they were supposed to find, like, everyone that has graduated from their school knows the secrets about Aden. But other than that, if you're still in school, you don't know until you graduate. So that was pretty cool seeing that, like, be pieced together, like how everyone knows once they graduate. They get told once they graduate. So that was really cool seeing that. But back to it, we see that SM-33 explains to Jod that technically he can only have one ship. Wim tries to call dibs on the Onyx Cinder, and we see that Jod cuts him off. And then we see Fern be like, and I loved how SM-33 was like, and Jod's like, you can't do that, and he's like, you can't do that, there's no such thing of it. And we see that SM-33 punches him, and he's like, it's close enough. I'm like, I love SM-33. And then later, what happens to SM-33, I was so sad about. I'm like, because I didn't even know how Jod, like, we see that they left him there on the bay. They left him there. And we see that while they're going through the barrier, like, they left him there, and then they took off, they get through the barrier, and we find out that the reason why the Onyx Cinder is the only ship that can make it through was because it was a Republic ship. It was an old Republic ship that could get through the barriers, that would let them past. It was a Republic emissary ship. He stole, like, the old captain, what was his name? Oh my word, I don't remember his name. Stole a Republic emissary ship to be able to get through safely. That is genius, and the kids realize that. And then we see Jod walk in. He decapitates SM-33. I was so mad. I was like for a good minute, I was in shock. I'm like, you did not just do that. Because, like, I love SM-33. He stood up for the kids. He broke the pirate's code. Like, he protected the kid. He cares for these kids. And then you're just like, I was, like, so peeved. I was like, and then we see, and he decapitates him with the lightsaber, which we now know. I heard rumors going around that he had maybe bled the crystal. We know he didn't. And so we see that he gets all the kids, and he threatens them by saying, if anyone talks, it'll be... he does know how to wield it pretty well. So that's even more adding to the fact that he maybe was a Padawan that survived Order 66. Like, with how he wielded it really well. And then he threatens saying that the kids' parents will be the ones next. Like, dude, wow. Excuse me. No, this is not how that is going down. And then, like, we see they get there, they get to the vault, like, we get there, and it was really cool seeing, like, the landing pad, like, that it comes up from the ground. Like, that was super cool to see. I really enjoyed that. That's really cool. And we see that was, like, after the parents were being told off, and then the supervisor comes over and explains that they have a Republic emissary coming to visit. Any and all employees that are able to can come help unload, yada, yada, yada. And so we see that they get there. The kids are super, like, the parents are running to the front of the line. As soon as they see where the landing pad is, the Onyx Cinder has landed, they are running there. And of course, Jod turns around casually, lifts up his cape, and reveals the lightsaber to remind the kids what happens if they talk. Like, dude, this guy is like, as you guys know, I have never liked Jod. From the get-go, I did not like him. So now, the fact that he is just being a complete menace, and he's just like, I am not liking him anymore. Like, I am not, like, it is just going downhill. And so we see that he gets to the vault, and he gets super greedy. Like, super, super greedy. He about cries with how happy he is. The parents get reunited with the kids, which was such a sweet moment. Like, after 7 episodes, finally getting the reunion it was amazing. And it was awesome. It was so sweet. I thought it was amazing. And then here comes Jod, whips out his, like, because Fern's mom's like, what happened, honey? And he comes out, whips out his lightsaber, and starts walking towards them. And that's where the episode ends. Wow. Like, just wow. So, from what we gathered, we know that Jod needs to talk to the supervisor to get in contact with his other ship. So, I have a feeling we are going to meet the supervisor next week. I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to see who the supervisor is. There have been so many rumors going around about who it could be. I am really curious on who it's going to be, so I'm super excited to find out, hopefully next week. That ending was insane. I wonder, I think he's going to take all the kids and parents hostage. I know I said in one of my videos, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, that I thought there was going to be a war that broke out in At-Atten between At-Attens, like, people that live there already, and the pirates. I still think that's going to happen, especially based on what's going on. I definitely think that's going to happen. We see that there are over 1,000 vaults. I have a feeling that, At-Atten is either going to, like, shut them down, like, completely, like, lock them down so that way no one can get into them, or B, is just going to give them freely. I doubt that they're just going to give it up freely. I have a feeling that At-Atten is going to fight to keep the Republic credits, to keep the old Republic credits, but we'll see. But yeah, that's just some theories I have going around. This is a really bold theory, this is a really big theory, it's probably not going to happen. I'm also hoping that SM-33 will get repaired. Like, fingers crossed that KB will be able to repair SM-33 next week. I'm keeping my hopes up for that. I think that'd be really cool seeing KB repair him. Because I know she's capable of it, so I think it'd be really cool to see her repair him. Like, that would be really cool. But yeah, those are just some of my predictions for next week. Let me know, what are your guys' predictions? Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and as always, God bless. Bye, guys.